YouTube? Camodo Gaming here, bringing you guys another episode of Tiny Town VR. And yes, folks, we're back already once again in Tiny Town, and today I've got a build that I am super excited about. So today we're going to be recreating the long drive. So it's going to be based on my experiences in the game, and it's going to have a little bit of everything. But before that, if you've missed it, of course we are back in Tiny Town. We've done the Crash Hard Mountain. We're going to actually continue this track probably next episode. And then a couple days ago, we actually did our own version of the squid. Oh, what happened to Grandma's face? Grandma, hon, let's fix your googly eyes. There we go. Oh, one just disappeared. I'll fix that in a minute. But yeah, we did our own version of the Squid Game. So if you guys missed that episode, check it out in the playlist. But anyways, as you can see here, I've already connected the desert. We'll do a transition into like a desert biome, probably at a later point. But I think it's going to start here. So yeah, we're going to start off at our house, and we've got to get to Grandma's house in the long drive. So if you guys are excited for some more Tiny Town, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up button and comment down below with suggestions for future builds. Okay, so you're probably wondering about the connection over here. The reason I did that is that I can ensure that I'm actually level with the rest of the world. Of course, we will delete that here soon. But we can use a lot of the apocalyptic buildings to set up here. So I'm going to look for a garage. And that'll be like the starter garage in the long drive. All right, well, this is actually pretty close. We have a garage here, so let's zoom down. So we need to get roads. We want to, of course, have like background mountains, probably that color. Do I have anything else for sand? Or is this the only sand tile that we have? I was kind of hoping we had something a little bit more along the lines of, oh, wait, the Mars tile might work. What's this? Dirt. I would say the sand actually looks a little closer. Also, do we have killer rabbits? I don't know if that's a thing either. Alright, so we're ready to start putting down road. Now, I don't have a really cruddy road like there is in the long drive. We could probably mix it between like dirt roads and the normal roads here. So basically, it's just going to be a highway that runs by the house. And if you played in the long drive, you know that a lot of times it just starts right there. Like there's no road to go that way on. You have to drive that way along the road, so we'll definitely create that. So I'm gonna create a little bit of scenery around here, probably have like the mountains in the background. I won't be able to put mountains in the whole thing probably today, but maybe if we add more to the desert, because there might be multiple episodes here. It doesn't all have to be the long drive related. Alright, so we need to find some main characters here. So I think the way we're going to do this, we're going to do a couple smaller scenes in here. So it's not going to be following just one player, because if not, you would just have one car in the middle of the desert and the rest of it would be abandoned. So I'm going to try to keep it more to the activities that we do in the long drive. So we're going to say this is multiplayer because we're going to have 2 players here. I got to find them, but we got to use like the same player model. Do we have something similar? I'm looking for just kind of a plain looking guy. I think he's got a solid shirt. I think the default shirt is blue, which I'm pretty sure I don't have that. You know what? I think for this we're going to use just the normal people, because I don't have anybody that actually looks kind of like the player model. So yeah, these players just started the game. You got some of the starting stuff. You got like binoculars, so maybe this guy's looking out for killer rabbits. Which, by the way, we're going to have to probably replace the rabbits, because I don't have killer rabbits. You know, sometimes I feel like those rabbits are maybe like zombies. So maybe there'll be some zombies spread out throughout here. So yeah, this guy's looking out. This guy's going to be fueling up the vehicle, getting it ready to go. And of course, maybe down the road we'll have modified vehicles where players find parts to put on them. But yeah, this guy's putting that in there. Let's give him a little flashlight. So yeah, they're getting the car ready to go on their little long drive here. So I've added some stuff around the house. You got some of the barrels. A lot of times there isn't an abandoned car or anything at the beginning house, but we're gonna pretend there is at this one. And then a lot of times you get a bus at like a little bus stop right outside your beginner house. Now the bus is always probably in terrible shape, so we got one here. Now the only thing that's gonna kill me on this, I really, really wish Tiny Town had cactus. Like, I do not believe cactus are a thing in Tiny Town. We've got palm trees. Not unless I downloaded the cactus. We're going to have a desert without cactus. We got plenty of rocks and we got plenty of palm trees, even though there's not really any palm trees in the long drive. Also, folks, we do have aliens, so we'll have that later in the video, so stay tuned. So yeah, it's confirmed. We're going to have to take some liberties here since we don't have all the necessary materials, but it's still going to be pretty darn close. Even those pesky rocks that love to spawn in the middle of the road. I hate those things. Those things that cause me a lot of suffering and pain. Alright, so we got a little bit more of the desert figured out here. So let's start the road itself. So the road's probably going to shift a couple times. We'll have to add some turns. It's not going to be huge because obviously it's just going to be one big empty plot here. Also, I was thinking, do you guys think we should add like a tunnel over there? Maybe that's how you get from the normal city out to the Long Drive Desert. That might be a thing. Alright, so I'm starting to put together the road here. So I don't have any gradual curves, so it's just going to be sharp angles, but we'll try to get as much road in as possible. So another thing I want to do, let's go ahead and see if we can find like a couple abandoned buildings. Of course, you're always finding those in the Long Drive. And maybe we'll add some of them zombies in here in a minute too. Alright, here we go. This looks pretty good. So almost looks like an abandoned gas station, so maybe we'll set this up on the road here. Place that right down there. And then maybe we'll add a couple players over here. Maybe there's going to be some loot. They could be getting attacked by the zombies. That could be a thing. Do we have like an awning for a gas station? I don't think we do. This kind of looks like almost a little bit like the outhouse building. It's always on the side. Maybe we'll stick this kind of outside. Alright, this maybe could be like another garage. I like this. Alright, so we're making our abandoned building, so we need to have another set of players right here. And you know what? They've already upgraded their car a little bit. Maybe they spray painted it green here. So we'll have that. Let's go ahead and add some stuff to the car itself. I think there's some items here in the zombie stuff that I think would fit the car. Alright, so you see they added a back tire there. Do we have any baskets? We use a lot of those in the game. Also, I think the drums would work good too. So say they found a drum full of maybe fuel, so we'll have that strapped to the back of it. Maybe they made some makeshift armor in the front. We could probably add something to here. Say they added a couple flashlights for extra headlights. We'll stick these on the top here. There we go, we got that. Let's add something to the actual grill itself. Alright, so I added some barbed wire to the front of the grill. You know, some of this stuff actually isn't going to be in the game itself. But yeah, say they found an engine in the building. You find those a lot of times in the Long Drive. So let's get this guy. He looks like he might be a pretty tough guy in the Long Drive. So say he's running out of the building. He's got an engine. Now these guys might be getting attacked by zombies here. So he's running out with the engine. Say we got this guy over here. He's trying to figure out where the heck they are because there's not really any maps in the Long Drive, but he managed to find one. But since everything's procedurally generated, he has no clue where he's actually going. And then we have this lady. You know, since we don't have the zombie bunny rabbits, we have just straight up zombies here. And yeah, she stood a little too close to them. So we're going to add a couple of those over here. I guess the other players are probably going to have to leave her. So yeah, you can see she's getting attacked. They're running out. They're ready to upgrade their engine. Probably need to find some fluids back there. We have a slightly upgraded car. So I think at the next stop, maybe we'll have one of the Mad Max style cars. But if I zoom out a little bit, you can see some of the other stuff I've added. I still need to decorate along this road, add the trees, the rocks. Try to make it look a little more alive. You don't want to say it looks too alive because obviously it's still the desert here. Okay, we're going to continue the road here. It's going to come really close to the mountain on this side. Let's turn it real quick. Let's make it go back the other way. Maybe out... Actually, let's go this way. We'll kind of go behind our zombie apocalypse area. Wow, it's really weird. Like, I haven't been down in some of these areas in a long time. Eventually, I need to do like a tour again of what I have. Because, yeah, there's probably going to be a lot of new people to the series. And I typically on this series get a lot of the same suggestions, like, hey, Camodo, build this thing. But I'm like, oh, I've already done that. And they're like, well, you need to build it. I'm like, but I've done that. And then I have to repeat it about 20 times, but it's okay. All right, so I'm gonna put down some more desert here. We're gonna work our way over here. So one thing you do come up on in the Long Drive, and it's sometimes you come up on buildings that actually don't look like they're really affected by the apocalypse. So I've got a really neat diner I wanna use. And when I think of diners in the desert, I always think of like aliens and UFOs. So it might be a really good way to incorporate that into this little section of the map. Okay, so I've got a couple things I want to add. So we got the diner that's going to come in. Let's go ahead and place it down. So it's gonna be in decent shape. I'll add some stuff to make it look a little bit dilapidated. But let's stick it about right here. But, I just deleted one of my mountains. Hold on, come back. There we go. So, I also want to add some other stuff. If you recall, I'm always looking for trucks in the long drive. So I feel like, we need to add a truck, right? But it's a question of, do we have a truck that kind of looks like the vehicle? You know, this one's close. I would say this is a more modern one, but we can always add a big tank to the back of it and make it look like a fuel truck or a water truck, depending on what we're carrying. Let me see if I can find one of those real quick. So hear me out. If I do this, actually let's shrink that and let's turn off snapping. Hold on, a little bit bigger. So something like that. That's pretty close to one of our little fuel trucks that we find. So maybe we'll have that and put some stuff on the front of it to make it look a bit upgraded. There we go. Put some spikes on the front of this bad boy. You know what? Let's go ahead and get a zombie. We love to run over the zombies in the long drive, or I should say the rabbit zombies. But we're gonna run over real zombies in this one. So we'll put a couple of these attached to there. So we'll run those through there. Oh, that looks cool. Hold on, let's get another one. Say this one got hit in the other direction. Yoink. There we go. Got a couple of them bad boys attached, and they're heading to the diner, hoping to find some good stuff in there. Well, we'll decorate that here in a minute. I need to upgrade and add some more stuff over here. Now, it wouldn't be the long drive if we didn't have maybe a car crash happening. And you know what? The most pesky thing in the long drive has got to be the rocks in the road. So we need to add one of those. There we go. So there's one of those super rocks that spawns in on the road. And we have one of the really nice upgraded cars here. It's flying through the sky. And you know what? I know a lot of times the players, they don't fly out of the cars, but we're going to make somebody flying out of their car here. So there we go. That person's about to hit the pavement. And look at all the tires flying off. Ah, that looks cool. I like being able to freeze scenes like this and kind of travel under them. Alright, so I'm going to zoom out here. We need to add some more stuff in the desert here to populate this area a bit. And then we'll go over there and we're going to work on that diner. Alright, so we filled up the desert with quite a bit more debris. We got cars abandoned everywhere. You got to keep it pretty open though. If you watch the Long Drive series, you know there's actually not a lot out here. Like this looks busy. Like this is a really good spawn in the Long Drive if you get all this stuff. But if you come down here, we got another abandoned gas station over here. And then we have the truck heading to the diner. So I need to decorate the diner up. We're going to make it look a little bit dilapidated. It doesn't look too bad right now. It's a fairly fresh building. But we need to destroy it just a little bit. Maybe add some planks and stuff and some debris outside of it. Alright, so as you can see, we've decorated the diner here. Look at this. It looks really dilapidated. You got a lot of stuff that you might find. Engines, spare cars. There is zombies. We've got a really upgraded player here with a very nice car. I also added some stuff that I would like to see, like in the Long Drive. Like, could you imagine going around in the desert and you come across a plane crash? So you can see where this plane went down. It's kind of moving some of the palm trees. And overall, we just try to make this look as busy as possible down here. So it wouldn't be the Long Drive if we did not have a UFO. But before we do the UFO, it wouldn't be a Tiny Town episode if we didn't have, you guessed it, Oblivious Grandma. And here she is at the abandoned gas station. She's almost out of tacos, so she's trying to call from this phone that's probably really broken and really old, and she's trying to call somebody because she needs to get like an Uber Eats or something to deliver more. But you know, she's pretty oblivious as to what's going on around her though. It's fine, you do you, Grandma. So of course the last piece in this puzzle has got to be the UFO. This is the thing I spent so much time trying to find, and eventually it comes over the road. And yeah, there it is. It's going over. You can see the guy's actually reacting to it. Oh, and that's probably me going, oh no, I spent like 30 episodes waiting for this thing to pass over, and now we're really looking for the red one in the series. But yeah, he's reacting to the UFO that's flying overhead. So if we zoom out here, you can see what we've done here today. It's actually a fairly big area. Like, look at, like, say the prison, which was several episodes, the apocalypse, which was probably like 3 or 4, and some of the other stuff that we've recently done. And yeah, the Long Drive Desert is rather big. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Comment down below what you want to see next, and we will see you guys next time.